Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, my name is Tana, and for those of you guys that are not new here, say hello to my hair that likes to take on a life of its own, trying to let it do its own thing because I've just dried it out so much from all like the heat styling that I do, and I need it to grow and I want it to be healthy. So I am currently in the process of training this beast to stop being frizzy, so bear with me. So basically what we're going to go over in today's video is my personal skincare routine, and this is a skincare routine that works for me. I have extremely dry skin, and I have kind of a hybrid like combination skin. I'm for the most part dry, but I do tend to get extremely oily in my nose area and then up in here, that T-zone area, and I get like super oily in the summertime, things like that. But at the end of the day, I will be really dry. Like right now I can feel it in my face that I am like dry, but then I'm also oily, and when you mix those two things together you get blackheads. And it's not fun. It's something that I've always dealt with. I've just come to terms with that's my skin. So today I wanted to go over my personal favorite skincare products that have really helped me to combat some of that dryness, that patchiness, and kind of create that good canvas for applying my makeup, because I'm a firm believer if you do not take care of your skin and you try to put makeup on top of it, it's just gonna make your skin look worse. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people that have dry, patchy skin and they continue to just cake foundation over it and it just looks really bad. So I mean, the first step in every makeup routine should 1000% be skincare routine. So we're gonna go ahead and dive on into what it is that I do to my face before I go in and do my makeup, and also before I go to bed. So first things first, I will go over my face cleansers. I do use a specific line. It's worked for me for the last 5 years. I have tried other things and just things don't compare to it. And just kind of a disclaimer, some of the items that I do use are a little bit pricey. I am a huge believer in you get what you pay for on certain things. I know that there's plenty of like makeup dupes and things like that you can get away with, but I feel like skincare is a little bit different. Yes, there are some bargain skincare items, but I'm a huge believer in looking at labels, looking at things that shouldn't be on your face, things like that, and sometimes you're gonna pay a little bit of a higher sticker price for some of these items, but they work. And at the end of the day, we're trying to do preventative care if you're younger, and even if you're a little bit older, and you're trying to maintain, you know, kind of what's there, the last thing that you want to do is use skincare items that's going to make some of these things worse. And unfortunately, some of these, you know, cheaper brands, I know a lot of people are a huge fan of a lot of products you can get at Target and things like that, and they're not necessarily the best for your skin. So as a disclaimer, some of the things that I do use are a smidgen bit pricey, but they last forever, and I'll go through each one of them and let you know how long they last. So at the end of the day, that big sticker price up front will end up lasting you quite a bit. So first things first, my personal facial cleansers, I use the Murad skincare line. I think that it works the best for me. I have two different facial cleansers, which I believe no matter what your skin type is, whether it's dry, oily, or a combination, you should have an exfoliant and you should have a regular face cleanser. The first thing that I have, which is this guy right here, it is by Murad, and this is the bigger bottle, but it is the Essential C Cleanser. It is a vitamin C based facial cleanser, and this is a face cleanser that I use every day that I am not exfoliating. And a little bit of information on it down here. This does retail for $38. This guy's a little bit more expensive. I paid $45 for this, if you can see the big sticker on it. But I did pay $45 for this because it is the bigger one, just because I use so much of it and it has a pump on it. This thing will last me well over a year. It lasts, and the shelf life on it is 2 years, and I'm probably at about a year and a half into this thing, and I've probably got about this much left. So like I said, you know, I spent $45 on this face cleanser, but it's gonna last me, you know, 2 years, which is fantastic. Whereas like you might get other things from Target, things like that you might spend $10 on, but you need to replace it every 6 months. Things like that. They do have the smaller version, and that one is $38. The next facial cleanser that I use is also by Murad, and it is the AHA BHA exfoliating cleanser. I use this every other day. Do not use an exfoliator every single day. It's not good for your skin to use it every single day. And for those of you out there that are using that St. Ives apricot scrub on your skin, stop using that. I'm so serious. I have seen so many people, and my mother was just a huge, she used apricot scrub like crazy on her face, and it's the worst. And the girl that does my facials, I do get facials once a month, she tells me all these stories about, you know, women that come in and they use this apricot scrub and they end up getting like calluses on their skin, or ends up creating this really, really thick layer of skin that she has to work really, really hard to get rid of. And that's because apricot scrub, it's way too harsh. It's way too harsh of an exfoliator for your face. I don't like it when people use it on their face. And basically what happens is your skin reacts to it and it tries to build up a tougher exterior, which ends up giving you thicker skin on your face. So if you're using apricot scrub, stop using it. Find something that has a little bit more of a finer bead inside of it. Like these ones are very, very, very micro. It kind of almost feels like smaller than little flecks of sand in it. This guy here is also $38. And back to this guy right here, this is actually the same size that the $38 will come in for that Essential C cleanser as well. So this one I use every other day. This one I use pretty much every day. I'll only exfoliate once a day, so I'll exfoliate in the morning type thing, but then that night I will go back in and wash my face with this, which is why I have a bigger bottle, because I go through far more of this. I go through twice as much of this stuff than I do this. All right. Next thing's up, and I'm gonna kind of go through my skincare routine with you guys, because the only thing that I have done this morning so far is wash my face. I haven't added any moisturizers or toners or anything like that, just because I wanted to demo a couple of the items. One of the things that I wanted to go over was something that was in my last video for my 2017 favorites, and something that has really personally saved my skin is this guy right here. It is by Erno Laszlo. It is the Lighten and Brighten White Marble Dual Phase Vitamin C Peel. And again, I did a disclaimer in my last video on this guy that this guy is expensive. On Sephora, it retails for $100, but I wouldn't recommend this if I didn't think that this was an absolute game changer as far as skin goes. I've used, I don't know how many types of skin peels, things like that, and they don't really do much for me. I don't really notice that much of a difference outside of it. My skin kind of feels the same. It might feel a little bit smoother. Every time that I use this stuff, it's like I have a completely brand new face. There is not a fleck of dead skin left on my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and kind of show you what comes inside of it. So it comes with a couple items in here. So the first one is this right here, which is the white marble. This is the actual exfoliant. So what you're gonna do is you'll open this guy up, and it has a little tab there. And when you open it, the inside of it is orange, and you can see that I have kind of dipped in there. It has a very, very fresh orange smell, and it's not one of those like synthetic orange smells. It literally smells like a freshly sliced orange. It's so fresh. So basically what you'll do is you'll take a little bit, it does come with a little spatula guy, but it's stuck in the bottom of the box there. This little metal spatula. But what you'll do is scoop a little bit out, and then you'll exfoliate it into your skin for about 3 minutes. And then once you are done with scrubbing it into your face for 3 minutes, you will go ahead and take the second phase, which is this guy right here. And basically it is kind of a vitamin C oil. So you'll go ahead and twist the cap off of this, and inside has a little glass dropper. And I thought the little squeezy thing, instead of having like a little squeezy tube, it's actually a button that you push down, and when you pick it up, there's product inside of there. So you'll take a little bit of that, you'll rub it into your hands, and then you'll rub it in on top of that exfoliant, and you'll get this really strange warming sensation. So when you rub it in, you'll mix it in with everything on your face, let it sit for a minute, and then you wash it away. And then after that, you have brand new skin. This is something that I use once a week. Do not use it more than once a week. That is too much exfoliation for your skin. And then, you know, that AHA, BHA cleanser that I showed you guys is just kind of what I do to maintain in between me doing that vitamin C peel mask. But like I said, this stuff is amazing. I swear by it. I would not put it in a video if I thought it was any type of mediocre, just because it has such a high sticker price on it. If it wasn't worth it, there's no way that this would be purchased. The next thing that I like to use as far as face masks, which is one that I'm going to do today and kind of demo it, because it has been a few days since I have used the Erno Laszlo peel, and so midway through I do use a hydrating mask just to kind of keep up on that hydration. And this is also something that I went over in my 2017 favorites, which is this guy right here. It's by Farmacy. It is their Honey Potion Renewing Antioxidant Hydration Mask. So this guy, I believe, is $56 on Sephora. This stuff, a little bit goes a long way on it. I do not recommend this for you if you do have sensitive skin. It does have a very, very intense warming effect to it, and it can almost be a little bit too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hair up really quick because I'm gonna do this mask, and then we're gonna talk through the rest of the stuff while I get that mask to work. So I'm gonna put my hair up. So when you pull the little sleeve off of there, it'll be in this little honeycomb box, and then it kind of opens up into this little origami type deal. I'm a huge fan of keeping all my products in their boxes. I don't know why, it's such a weird habit of mine. And when you open it up, inside it kind of has a little bit of information on, you know, the scientist and the farmer behind the honey that's in it, and all this really cool information on it. Basically what it says on here, it says this warming massage mask nourishes and revitalizes the skin for a glowing, smooth complexion, an intensely moisturizing combination of honey, and which in parentheses it says a natural humectant used since ancient times, propolis found in beehives, and amino acid rich royal jelly. It enhances the skin for a younger appearance, which we're all trying to stay young. Girl, I'm getting close to 30 and these forehead lines are starting to come in quick, so we're trying to keep that hydration. Just in case people are wondering what causes wrinkles most of the time, obviously aging, but a lot of times it has to do with dry skin and sun damage. So the drier your skin is, the more susceptible you are to having wrinkles in your face. That's why you'll see, you know, different races such as African American skin tones or Asian skin tones. They tend to be more oily. And that's why they never age, because when you have that oily skin, granted the oily skin sucks, but they never age, they won't crack. But for me, I'm mixed, I'm half black, half white, and I got my mother's white half of the skin as far as I'm concerned, as far as texture, because I am dry as hell. So I get a little bit of that oil, but I am dry as all hell. So unfortunately, I got the short end of the stick as far as the oil production there. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this guy up, and it comes in this cute little jar like this, and it has a little spatula that comes with it, and it's a magnet, so it sticks on there, won't fall off. So we're gonna go ahead and open this guy up, and it has a little tab on there, and that's what it looks like on the inside, and you only need the smallest amount. And it has like you can kind of smell the royal jelly more than anything. So what I'm gonna do is take the spatula here, and we're gonna scoop this out, and we are just going to apply it to the face. And I really like this mask because it's kind of like magic once you play with it. It goes on kind of like, well, see that? It looks like honey. But you'll see what happens once you actually massage it in, which is really, really the coolest part for me. So right now it is in this kind of honey consistency that we saw it in, and this is the cool part. You're gonna take it and you're gonna massage it into your skin for about 1 to 2 minutes. So you're gonna start to do this, and you'll see it start to turn this white color. And it's kind of cool. It's like magic. So we'll go ahead and rub this in all over the skin. And it's definitely warming up while I do this. Like, I almost sometimes want to get like slightly sweaty when I'm using this stuff because it gets that warm. So like I said, I don't necessarily recommend this for sensitive skin types because it does get warm to where I don't want to say it burns. There's a little bit of a burn. Nothing crazy. Alright, so while this goes on my face, I'm going to go over a couple of my favorite skincare products, and then I'll finish up with, you know, my moisturizers, things like that. So a couple things that I did mention also in my last video for my 2017 favorites, a couple things that I do really enjoy using is this guy right here. It is by Badescu. It is the facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rosewater, and it does work for all skin types. I think that this is a holy grail for anybody's skincare arsenal, and they come in these big sizes like this that I use at home, and then they have the little small guys like this one that I use for travel. I keep a small pink one of these guys in my purse, and I keep this guy in my gym bag just because this one has a cucumber and green tea, so it's very refreshing. And this is just amazing. It has the most fresh rose scent. It smells so good. It smells exactly like roses, and it just has, and it's not heavy and it's not oily, but when you feel it on your skin, it doesn't feel like water. It just has that little bit of hint of hydration to it, and I think that it just works phenomenally, especially around, you know, winter time. You can spray it on top of your makeup. You can spray it on your face before you put makeup on, things like that. I think that this is a holy grail staple. My skin just drinks this stuff up, and it's very, very cheap. Probably one of the cheaper things in my skincare arsenals. I believe this guy is about $8 and some change, and the small one that I brought up I think is around $4 or $5. So they are fairly inexpensive. I do really, really, really love these items. And then I'm going to go over a couple of my favorite moisturizers. I am a huge advocate of putting on moisturizers that have SPF in it. SPF is your best friend. Keep it away from your face, especially when it's sunny outside, especially when it's around summertime, things like that. And this is another product by Murad, which is this guy right here. It is the Essential C Day Moisture with SPF 30 in it. It smells just like oranges. I love the smell of it. And I tend to stay away from like the thicker, like lotiony type moisturizers, but there's something about Murad's where it's so light that it just absorbs right into your skin, so you don't get that heavy, greasy kind of feeling that lotion gives you. I do tend to think that the heavier creams are a little bit better for mature skin. When you have younger skin, you want to stick to more of like the gel-based moisturizers. But this one I think works great for both young and mature skin. And I know that this one is just a smidgen bit heavier. There's another one that I have that is like the anti-aging one, which pretty much does the same thing that this guy does. It has SPF 30 in it, things like that. This one just has a hint more of hydration, so I will not use this around summertime, just because in the summertime this will make me really, really oily. So this is kind of my holy grail right now in the wintertime while it's dry. And then I will use my other one, the aging one, during the summertime. Another tip that I have as far as skincare, as far as reading labels, things like that, stay away from anything that has alcohol in it. I don't care what it is. I know that it's very common to find alcohol in things that are for like acne, things like that, and it's not necessary to have alcohol in you know, an acne product. There's definitely different lines out there that can take care of an acne issue without having to use alcohol in it. I'm not really aware, just because I don't necessarily have an acne problem, so I don't use the products, nor do I look for them. But I do know that there's different lines out there. Like I know Murad's one of them that's really good with their acne products, and that's why I tend to pay a little bit more money, just because, you know, a lot of people swear by using a lot of those facial cleansers. Like, I read the back of some of them and it's like a chemical shitstorm for your face. Half of the stuff on there, it's like alcohol and you know, sulfates and parabens and like things like that that your skin just doesn't need. But I stay away from anything that has alcohol in it. So everything that I'm showing you guys today does not have any type of alcohol, parabens, or sulfates in it. I will not put those things on my skin. All it's gonna do is age me faster, and I don't want to do that because your girl's knocking on 30's door, and I'm not trying to look like I'm 50 when I'm 30. Not gonna happen. I want to look like I'm 25 for the rest of my life. So there is a little bit of a tip there. I'm gonna go ahead and wash this off of my face, and I will be right back. Alright, and I have cleaned off my face, and I feel much more hydrated. When I sat down initially, my face felt really, really dry, and now I feel not so dry. I'll feel better as I put my moisturizers, things like that on. So my next step after I do this is to tone my face, and I use another product by Murad. I'm telling you, their products are amazing, so I kind of swear by them a little bit. It's this guy right here. It is the Murad Hydrating Toner. And this one, I went through and I made sure that it didn't have any alcohol or anything like that in it. But this guy retails for $30. I use this morning and night, and I use it with a cotton round. And let's see, we'll go ahead and spray this onto the cotton round like so, and we'll go ahead and just wipe this all over the face. It has a really, really nice smell to it. It's kind of like a fruity, refreshing smell. I love the smell of this. And then you want to take it all down your neck and your décolleté. That's another big tip. Whatever you do to your face, make sure you're doing it to your neck and your décolleté. Just kind of like as an inside joke between me and the girl that does my facials, you don't want to have your face looking like you're 20 and your neck and your chest to give you away that you're, you know, 65. So not very cute. So we'll go ahead and go through that. All right, so next thing that I do is I put on some type of eye cream or eye serum, and what I use is actually a product by The Ordinary. I'm a huge fan of their skincare products, and this right here is their caffeine solution, 5%, and all you do, it comes in a glass bottle, and you just kind of twist this off, and it has the little glass dropper in there like so. So I'll just take a little bit and drop it into my hands like so. You only need the smallest amount, and I just kind of rub it together on my 2 fingers, and then you go in and you just go around the eyes and just let it soak in. This stuff works really well for kind of like if you have bags under your eyes, any darkness, things like that. This guy right here is about $6.70, somewhere around that range. And I actually got this on Beautylish.com. Beautylish does carry all of The Ordinary's product as well as The Ordinary does as well. I just like Beautylish better because their shipping is incredibly fast. I live in California and they're based out of San Francisco, so anything that I order gets to me next day. So I really highly recommend using this. It's not too late to start using an eye cream. I swear by it, guys, don't skip that step. Everybody needs an eye cream. I don't care if you're 12, I don't care if you're 212, you need an eye cream. So next thing is my moisturizer that I'm going to use, which this is my favorite that I like using before I put my makeup and stuff on, and this is by Tarte. It is the Drink of H2O Hydrating Boost. And basically it has a lot of hyaluronic acid in it, and what hyaluronic acid does is it really takes in and it keeps that moisture into your face, which is what I want. But it has a gel consistency. I'm unsure if you're able to see in there because it is clear, but it has, let me take this out, so it kind of looks like so, and so all you need is like that much, and then you'll go ahead and put it on your fingertips like so and rub it into your face. And the thing that I like about this is that it keeps all the moisture in your skin, but it doesn't leave you oily. So this is where it comes in really handy for people that have that combination skin, especially in here. Because if you do use that thicker, lotiony type of skincare product, that is where you're gonna see yourself getting extremely oily. So if you are an oily person, using a gel based moisturizer is the absolute best thing for your skin that I think. And it also works really well for dry skin as well. I mean, dry skin you can get away with doing either or, but since I have combination skin, both of them work pretty darn well for me. I'll take a little bit more, make sure I take it down my neck and chest. The price point on this guy right here, and I got it on Sephora. This guy is actually $39. Yes, I know it's a little bit expensive, but I did find a really good dupe for it that I'll probably go and pick up after I'm done with this guy because I was able to get a sample for it. And it's actually by Neutrogena. It's their Hydro Boost Water Gel. You can get that at Target, and I think it's 20 bucks. So it's half the price of this guy right here, and it essentially does somewhat the same thing. All of the really big ingredients like hyaluronic acid, things like that, are in both of them. The only difference that I found that Tarte has as far as the ingredients panel goes is that they have like coconut, lavender, and orange peel oil. So they have like a couple of those essential oils in it. So if you're a little bit more drawn to something like that, you know, I think that they both work well. But I do think the Neutrogena Hydro Boost is a very good dupe for this one if you don't want to spend the $40 on the one by Tarte. The last step I do is I always put on a chapstick, which this is a new one. I also had it in my 2017 favorites, is this guy right here, and I just recently found this guy in my TJ Maxx haul. I would always use the little EOS lip balm. That's usually the last thing that I would put on, but this stuff has worked so much better for me, and it has like a nice peppermint smell to it. And what you do, you just take the smallest bit on your finger, like barely enough, and just go ahead and rub that in. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff. Otherwise, if you go in there and do a huge scoop with your finger, you'll be rubbing it up to your eyebrows. But this stuff works amazingly for hydrating your lips, especially this time of year where it's so dry out and things like that. You know, everything I feel like is dry. My face is dry, my hair is dry, my lips are dry, everything's dry. I just need a body mask. That is it, guys. That is my entire skincare routine from the front to the back. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this maybe helped with any skincare problems that you might be having, things like that. If you have any tips or any skincare that you might use that you want me to check out, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I am always open for trying new skincare products, especially if they're affordable, things like that, just because I'm all about trying to make sure that I can get things affordable that I'm showing you guys. I don't want you guys to go out and spend $1,000 on skincare, but you know, a couple of the really expensive things, I have tried a million things to get to that point of buying that $100 face mask or buying that $60 face mask or that $60 face wash, things like that, but they work. I'm not just buying a $60 face wash that doesn't work. They've worked for me for a really long time. So if you guys have any suggestions, things like that, you know, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I would be really, really thankful if, you know, you wanted to stick around and watch more of my videos. I have quite a bit of content coming up. I do post every Wednesday and Sunday, and I do not skip days. I have no excuses for taking any days off. So anyway, I will see you guys in my next video, and I will check you later. Bye.